So a lot of investors have asked me why invest in Palace. So I decided to make a video to do a comparative analysis. Very rarely I hound investors like, okay, go for it, invest in this project. Because see, Dubai, it is booming, right? But I always have this dialogue when I tell my investors that I'm going to help you invest in a product where whether the market goes up or the market goes down, you do not lose your money. But how do we achieve that? We can achieve that through numbers, through analyzing data, analyzing facts. Now, very few times I've hounded investors. I remember hounding investors for S Tower by Shobha, for example. So my investor, he bought a unit, a penthouse, sea facing. It was 15 million, but today he's getting offers of 20 million because the product sold out. We understand the demand and supply chain. Similarly, I hounded investors for Palace 1 when it released. Today they made about 40% just on appreciation. I hounded investors on 17 Icon Bay. So there are a few Ellington Upper House. So today I'm going to compare a few of similar products and to explain to you why and how you should analyze before investing into a property. Because yes, Dubai real estate is like a double-edged sword. There are investors who say, okay, I lost money. But why did you lose money? You weren't consulted right. Now this is something I explained to real estate. I was just having a meeting yesterday with an investor where yes, real estate agents are just not educated enough, because investors need to park their funds. Investors are in the mindset, yes, I do not want my money in the bank account. I want my money to make money. But it is my job as a consultant to advise you where to place that money, when to exit the investment, what is the strategy, what is the plan for investment. So let's start. So we are going to compare three very prominent products. Palace, investor asked me to compare Damac and Business Bay. So I'm going to compare Majestine, it's a good product, and Ellington Upper House. Three fantastic products. Let's compare and how we should compare. So I normally have developer, okay. Let's divide this into half and then some additional points if you have to mention, let's mention, okay. Reputation. Now, reputation of the developer. It's a very important point. I cannot discuss the reputation of a developer on the video. I think it's wrong ethically, but that probably we'll do it in person. Demand and supply. Now if a product is launching, but I have to compete against 2,000. Now, in any developer launch, you must understand the number of one beds will be much higher. So it'll be 60% one beds, 20% two beds, 10% three beds, and then 10% the premium products. I don't mind being in the 60%, but my 60% one beds, imagine the whole master community is all the developers have them. So this is my challenge I face in some communities like let's say JLT, JVC, competing against the demand and supply. My product has to be unique. You cannot work on a capital appreciation game if my product is not unique. So demand and supply is a very important factor. Location, key, definitely. Price per square foot, PSF, ROI, and appreciation. So I'm going to quickly run you through these points. So developer, of course, we're dealing with EMAAR, solid, Damac, solid, Ellington, solid. So when I'm talking about developer, I'm talking about if they're cash rich enough to complete the project. It's very important to understand this because not every developer can deliver what they promised. I have seen some developers promising you private beach. There is no private beach. You have to study the project. These developers and these particular products I'm discussing will be delivered. Now, reputation is something I've mentioned. I cannot discuss on YouTube. It'll be in person because yes, some developers do have certain flaws that we have to deal with. But any flaw can be dealt with if we are careful on legal terms because Dubai is an extremely regulated environment process. The Dubai Land Department is extremely strict. So yes, private developers do try and play a little bit of games, but we can sort that out as long as we have strong legal knowledge. Now, demand and supply. Creek Harbour Palace. Now, Palace is the only 5-star. So 5-star has only two brands by EMAAR. One is the Address and one is Palace. So in the whole of Creek Harbour, there'll be 5 buildings. In the whole of Creek Harbour, the island, 5 buildings that are 5-star, including Creek Beach. So there are 2 address towers, there are 3 palaces. 2 palace buildings have been launched. This is the 3rd palace launch. 5 buildings in the whole of the Creek Island. In Creek Beach, there is 1 Vida, which is 4-star. So we are clear in terms of demand of palace. Now, in terms of Ellington Beach House. Now, Ellington Beach House, I would still say, yes, see, the demand supply ratio works. I'll tell you why. In JLT, there are not many developers which are premium quality. The only product I can compare with Palace, one is Bonington, because the new launches, Shoba is coming up with a launch. So Shoba will be competition. Danube by Aston Martin, it's a different product. I wouldn't compare that with Ellington. Ellington is premium. Ellington, the finishes is brilliant. It's a product that will sell and it will have a class of its own. Hence the product sold out in 4 hours. There's a reason. So demand and supply ratio is good. Now, unfortunately, I will not give that for Damac, because Damac, a 1 bed in Business Bay, is equal to every other 1 bed of Damac. So in demand and supply, you're having a product that has a high supply. What happens when you're investing in a product with a high supply? What happens? You'll find difficulty in selling it. Maybe you can Airbnb it, rent it, but in terms of selling it, in terms of appreciation, you will take a hit. It's not cash. Some products are just cash. You have a 2 bed or 1 bed full marina view in Dubai Marina, it's cash. You have a full creek view property in Creek Harbour, it's cash. You have in the Grand or the address anywhere in Dubai, it's cash. So it's cash in terms of, okay, what's your worst case scenario? You take a 10% hit, but if you plan, you can get a 20 to 30% profit. Demand and supply. Now, the location of Palace. Now, location of Palace, I want to deal with separately because we'll have to do a part 2 of this. Let's keep it here. We'll have to do a part 2 of